Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to share the biggest lifestyle change after 50 that helped relieve my hot flashes and other menopausal symptoms. Around age 50, I experienced some serious menopausal symptoms: hot flashes, insomnia, irritability, and rapid weight gain. My hot flashes got so bad that they took over my life. When my hot flashes were at their worst, I was constantly sweating all day and all night long. I couldn't think clearly, get comfortable, or even sleep at night. I was completely miserable, all because of the constant hot flashes. At work during the day, I couldn't focus on my work. At night, in bed, I tossed and turned. It was miserable. I wrote in one of my previous posts that after so many menopause symptoms, I tried, the popular medical remedies, but nothing really helped. Then I discovered intermittent fasting for menopausal women after 50, and I couldn't believe how quickly this one lifestyle change cured my hot flashes and other menopausal symptoms. So, the following guide can help you get started learning an intermittent fasting routine, the common mistakes to avoid, and how to choose a fasting schedule that works for you. So, this is how I began my intermittent fasting journey safely. When I first discovered intermittent fasting for menopause, I was searching high and low for a natural way to relieve my hot flashes, which were the major source of my discomfort. When I heard that intermittent fasting could help, I figured I had nothing to lose by trying it. However, I had a few concerns. How difficult would this be? Can I actually do this? Can I do this safely without fear of falling into an eating disorder? Which, that can be a fear. After doing a bit more reading and research, and I recommend checking out Dr. Jason Fung, who has published some easy to understand and informative research on fasting, I decided to try it. After all, I could always decide it wasn't for me and return to my regular eating schedule of 3 meals a day. And of course, snacks all day long, of course. So I actually found the 20 to 4 intermittent fasting schedule much easier than I had anticipated, since there was nothing to buy and no rearranging my schedule to add another thing to my to-do list. So here's how I organized my schedule. So I fasted for 20 hours each day and had an eating window of 4 hours. For example, I start fasting at 8 p.m. each evening, right after eating. So no eating or drinking other than water after 8 p.m. I usually go to bed by 10 p.m. and wake up around 4 a.m. I skip both breakfast and lunch. Okay. So then at 4 o'clock p.m., I have a snack, usually plain yogurt topped with fruit and honey. And then at 6:30 p.m., I eat a high protein dinner. This is during my 4 hour eating window from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. But after 8 p.m., I don't eat again until the next day at 4 p.m. So this is my 20-hour fasting window. When I first started this 20 to 4 intermittent fasting routine, it relieved my hot flashes within 3 days. So I wrote about this more in one of my other blog posts. I couldn't believe that it was that simple. All right, so you might ask, what's the best way to start intermittent fasting? Where do I begin? So for me, the 20 to 4 intermittent fasting schedule worked wonders for my hot flashes and insomnia. Within 3 days, I felt like a new woman. I jumped in full force. But if you've never fasted before, you might want to slowly work up to the 20 to 4 schedule. So, for instance, don't jump straight into 16 to 8 or 1 meal a day. Your hormones might need some time to adjust. So, here's the gradual schedule. So, for week 1, go with a 12 to 12 fasting schedule. So, this is 12 hours of fasting and 12 hours of eating. Well, not 12 hours of eating, it's the window. The main emphasis here is to eliminate nighttime snacks. Then step 2 or week 2 is the 14 to 10 fasting schedule. So this is where many women notice less bloating or reduced puffiness. And then week 3 is the 16 to 8 fasting schedule. If your energy tanks or you get, if your energy tanks or you get irritable, go back to the 14-10. So this is where many women feel less irritable and a focused sense of calm. Week 4, this is finally the 20 to 4 fasting schedule. This is where some women notice a significant reduction in their menopause symptoms, like hot flashes, insomnia, and inflammation. This is a gradual release schedule, starting small and building up to the 20 hours of fasting. Take it as slow as you need to. I jumped right in, but not everybody's comfortable with that. Once I felt confident with my 20 to 4 schedule, I allowed myself a few days each month to take a break from fasting, especially if there's a celebration or a special dinner event. If someone's celebrating with cake, like don't deny yourself. If you want to join in, celebrate the good stuff, then go back to your fasting schedule the next day. Um, that's no big deal. So, here's some unexpected benefits that I found. Once I got the hang of my fasting schedule, I noticed some interesting and unexpected benefits. More time and money for enjoying life. Since I'm not spending more money on snacks and groceries, that there it is, example, like no stopping at fast food restaurants, no spending money when I forget to pack a lunch, no wondering what to make for breakfast. I also got more time in the morning to read and drink coffee, plain, no cream or sugar, of course, but and then no more paying premium prices for mediocre food on long trips, like when you're trapped at the airport terminal or you're stopping for gas at the gas station. um, you don't do that anymore. Once you see and feel the benefits intermittent fasting can bring to your life, it will be easy, enjoyable, and a healthy habit. There were more benefits, and also there were mistakes that I made. So once I started intermittent fasting, my hot flashes went away within 3 days. Incredible. And I started noticing other benefits: less puffiness, clothes fitting better, sleeping better, more energy, less irritability. I couldn't believe the results I was getting. Because this experiment was so successful, I still practice intermittent fasting for 20 hours daily with a 4-hour eating window almost every day. My hot flashes have never returned. If you're curious as to how and why intermittent fasting works, check out Dr. Fung's website, Dr. Jason Fung. He's an expert in the field of health and intermittent fasting. Easy to understand, really informative. Now for the confession time. I tried intermittent fasting many years prior to menopause, and I didn't notice any health benefits. It turns out I was doing intermittent fasting all wrong. So here's some of my mistakes and some common pitfalls to avoid. So one of the things that I did was I wasn't eating enough protein. I would just snack on whatever was there during my eating window. Number two, drinking coffee before you drink water first thing in the morning. You gotta hydrate, so start with hydration. And three, forcing myself to fast when I was feeling kind of run down or not so good. Number four, oh, this is a good one. Putting collagen or cream or MCT oil in my coffee. I was supplementing it up. Number five, drinking flavored waters or teas. Sometimes these have added calories. And six, using sugar free sweeteners in your coffee, because even non caloric sweeteners can cause a blood sugar spike. So you have to be careful with that. I thought I was fasting until noon every day, but I would put all kinds of stuff in my coffee, like half and half and MCT oil, and that caused my insulin to rise, and I was no longer in a fasted state. So no wonder I didn't see any benefits. But I learned my lesson and went back to doing it right. So here's the conclusion. If you are suffering from hot flashes and need relief, consider intermittent fasting. It is zero cost, no risk, and can alleviate menopausal symptoms. You deserve to live your best life after 50. If you want to learn more about feeling better and thriving through menopause, kicking pain to the curb, join our email list at the Pain Free Over 50 community. We'd love to hear from you. Wishing you less pain, more life, and much joy. Bye.